What is going on today? What, another one? Another one? Ladies and gentlemen, slimes and dimes, welcome back to the channel. If you know, you know. If you don't, hit the button below. Today we're with a little quick reaction today. Snoop and Dre just sat down with Complex Magazine and they were discussing the new album that Snoop Dogg's coming out with called Missionary. So this is the first time apparently that they worked together on a full album in the first 30 years, which to me I find ridiculous because I feel like they worked on so much music in general together that you would think that they had worked on an album together. But I guess this is the first time, like they said, in 30 years, which is great to hear. It's great to know. I'm glad to see it. I'm glad to hear it because at the end of the day, the West Coast needs that Dre and Snoop hurrah again. You know, it's been a while. We've gotten little snippets of them, a couple of beats here and there. Like, we've seen a couple of things, but we already know the main dude that's been missing has definitely been, you know, the R.I.P. Nate Dogg. But it's fine that, you know, we get these two together because either way, you know, they put together great music because when Dre laces the beat and Snoop is on the track, it's definitely going to be a hit. So to hear a whole album's worth of Dre production and Snoop lyricism throughout an album, I'm looking forward to that to the max. They also kind of touched base on the sales versus the sound. Well, they being Snoop, really, because he touched on it a lot more. But hearing it from the artist side of things, because Dre had his side, which was cool. But I like to hear the artist side of things because they're the ones that's, well, I mean, the producer has a side too. But going back to the artist, like they give you the feel with the energy that they put on the track, the lyrics that they say, and then obviously with Dre, it's like, you know, the production, and then that comes with the sound and the energy. So, you know, when you hear that, that's for me, and this is what this channel has been based on too, is that I like the sound of something. Like, once the sound hits me, that's when I can start getting into the lyrics. I can start getting into like the beat, and I can start putting it all together and vibing out to it. But like sometimes it's really about the sound and that beat and the feel. So I never have been too upset about, you know, the sound being more important than the production side of things. Now, even though it does matter because, you know, beats make you feel it, but I don't care that they're not shooting for the charts. So that's a big plus to hear that they're going for the sound. And what type of sound, they didn't really get into that, I feel like. Now, it was only about 5 minutes. No, sorry, it was like a 10-minute little snippet of the sit down. But to hear what they may or may not get into, I'm curious to know because we haven't heard Dre on a full project in a long time. And we also haven't heard Snoop, I feel like, on a whole project in a long time too. So that's something I'm looking forward to hear being pieced together and seeing what that art's gonna be like. What sound that I expect probably like a mix of that G-Funk, even though they definitely did, or Dre definitely kind of was like, yeah, it's not G-Funk, but I'm like, Snoop's G-Funk, so there's gonna be something on there that's gonna have that G-Funk with a gangster twist on it, and that's gonna be good to hear. And it's definitely gonna be some West Coast drop top, ride around in the sunshine of California type music. Now I'm in Boston, but like anytime I hear that, I feel like I'm there. So anybody out there in California that rocks with the West, like y'all know how that music feel when it hits out there, man. So I just wish I can be out there enjoying it with the palm trees and shit. But you know, anyway, also learning, you know, that Dre turned down Stevie Wonder. Now I've heard this story a few times, but I'm not too familiar with it because I've only just seen certain clips or certain like people talking about it, but hearing it from Dre's mouth was definitely interesting to hear. They also, you know, touched on the Kendrick and Drake beef, or I wouldn't say beef because it was definitely just more of a rap battle. The things that happened after I didn't think resulted in Kendrick and Drake, but they touched on that a little bit and just what it did for the West Coast, which I'm not out there, but Dre said like, at the end of the day, like, yeah, everybody showed up to this and had a good time, but at the end of the day, people still go back to their respective teams, if you get what I'm saying, and things are still not the same and not getting better, but, like, don't be the outsiders like myself and people around just acting like things is all sweet there, and it's not. So I appreciated hearing Dre touch on that a little bit and speak on the fact that, you know, it brings things together, but there's still a lot of work to do. So it was good to hear one of the OGs kind of just not stomp on it a little bit, but kind of like quiet that narrative down of like how together it is, because once again, everybody that doesn't live there likes to say how things are. But when you got people that are there, you hear it a little bit differently. But they also feel like, you know, they're a little what do we say, biased here in the situation though, because clearly they're out west, they're in the same camp, so they're gonna think that, you know, Kendrick had the upper hand and stuff. But I think that beef definitely did a lot for hip hop. I'm gonna conclude there because, you know, there's a lot more to that. It cut off kind of right. Actually, that might have been the whole thing, but if y'all want to go check that out, you know, it's on Complex and everything. But that's just my opinion. I'm looking forward to the Missionary album. I can't wait to hear it. This is BITO'S Rundown on the Couch, man. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and let me know how y'all feel about this album. And do y'all look forward to hearing this come out? What type of sound do you think this gonna be? Have y'all heard any, you know, they're real tight-knit with their music, but have you heard anything out there, people out west? Because, you know, things leak and stuff. So flame the comments up with what y'all think. I'm gonna be back with another one. I'm out of here. Peace.